Kia ora, good day. Uh, Welcome to one more session of Global Azure. And today we have Namrata. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Marcel. I'm really good, and I'm really reporting at 7:30 a.m. from India, New Delhi. So I think I've been going through a great roller coaster of enthusiasm right now. So I'm pretty happy to see people around and looking forward for the session.
No, nice. Yeah, I'm excited for this session. When you just submitted your presentation, I thought wow, that's really interesting because you have real use case in here where leveraging technology, right? And well, I'm just gonna ask first, welcome for joining the session and sharing your knowledge with uh, Azure lovers. And, and I would like to ask what are you bringing to us today?
So actually, I really wanted to have a very new experience actually, and wanted to speak at an international platform and wanted to teach people about how we can bring healthcare and technology and shaking hands together. So I think having a great experience live at the morning is a very blissful thing for me. So I think I'm very pretty excited.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited as well. I think that's a really good content, interesting, and just we can apply for a specific
Yes.
purpose, right? Really important one. Yeah, I think with no further ado, I'd like just to give you the floor, and you just take over the presentation. I'm just gonna share your screen, and then you can just continue from there.
Perfect.
Nice.
So let me know once you see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Please carry on.
So hi everyone. So I'm pretty much sure that you all have guessed the session with the topic right now. So I think we can move ahead with the part that why retinopathy is very important and how we can utilize the technology. So considering that in this world we will be having a rising cases of patients having diabetes, so we have to look about that how we can revolutionize the healthcare with technology by bringing the capability in the state of the art systems who can detect the early diabetic retinopathy to help people to preserve their eyes before they got into the symptoms that could be blurriness, that could be your color blindness, that could be bloaters. So it could be a very, very sensitive matter when it comes to our eyes. So here I bring out the technology of AI to help you realize that how we can revolutionize the healthcare department and shake hands with the scientists, research people to bring out that how we can detect diabetic retinopathy with cognitive services. So a brief introduction about me. I am working as an analyst in KPMG India, and I have won the Women Hack AI hackathon in Siemens. I have also won another hackathon in Siemens itself that was totally based on technologies. And I've been a summer scholar in HP. And of course, I am a traveler. And the one thing is missing is that I love cats, and that's not there because I don't have a cat at home. So, moving ahead with the next part, if we come apart the prerequisites, these are the very important prerequisites if you wanted to get started with Power Apps as well as the Azure. So you must have Azure account. That's a very, very mandatory, prerequisites while you get started with my journey. And next part is you need to have an account with Power Apps, and these are two resources which would be definitely helpful once you start the Microsoft Learn and wanted to learn more about custom vision services. So this could be a referral for you. And next, so what is diabetic retinopathy? There are a lot of questions about what is it, how we can cure it, is it anywhere we can see that how AI can help to bring out the more efficiency, is it anywhere where we can develop the automatic system? So there are a lot of questions moving around near the diabetic retinopathy. So in simple terms, if I wanted to define it, it is actually the damage caused in the retina. And why is it caused? Due to the diabetes. And diabetes is a very, very what you say, the you know the thing which needs a lot of time to cure, and it reaches to 4 levels: one, two, three, four, and the fourth level is very severe if we talk about diabetic retinopathy. So I believe the symptoms it is showing right now is not the symptom which each and every person in this world wants. So early detection of diabetic retinopathy could be a possible beginner level solution which could help people to realize that this could be cured at early stage instead of waiting to go to this level 4 stage. So I think this is kind of a disease which we need to be more precautious about it. So let's get started with how we can cure using this technology of AI. So this is a dummy sample of a power app and the front page where you could see for this that what if we upload the image of any sample, and what if we could use the camera lens. So let's move ahead. Okay, so let's talk about the services which is powered by the Azure Cognitive Services. So there are 5 types of services which would be helpful and provided by Azure. And I think these services have real life implementations in business, in startups, in small applications, in research, in healthcare department, e-commerce department. There are a lot of departments where they have been utilizing these services. So I think these services are chargeable at some point of time, but I think if we talk about and think about that what could be a possible use case and where you could utilize it, so I think it's the best decision that we could make it to build. So let's start it with the 5 services. I'll go from OpenAI. I think OpenAI services could be skipped. Why? Because the world has taken over by OpenAI using ChatGPT. So I believe maybe 70 to 80% of the people are using ChatGPT right now, even right now also. So I think OpenAI has been very popular in students and professionals, a lot of people. So I think it's a good to go services now. And next part is language. So language is very, very good one because it actually understand what you mean from the text. It is just like a human in front of you. For example, if you wanted to understand the summary of, 3 to 4 pages, and you just wanted to save time, so it will actually give you the extracted summary from the text. So I think it's a best use case if you wanted to go through legal documents and you just wanted to understand what is it and what things that is important that we need to look upon. So I think it's the best case. Next is decision is actually helping you to understand the insights and then giving out the decisions that you could make it. That is pretty obvious that if you have a decision API, it could definitely give you some pretty good insights about what could be a better product that could be purchased based on the analytics and forecastings of previous year. So that could be a decision where you can think about where you have to invest. The next part is speech. Speech is, I think, very, very good case if I think about it personally, because people who have disabilities, they can use speech. Why? Because if you create a service which is actually converting that text to speech and speech to text, so that could be a great service for people who have disabilities. So I think that's a very good part for speech. And next and last, the best one, the vision APIs. So the vision services is actually very good because it would definitely identify and analyze the images, the videos based on the data you have trained it for yourself or that's been pre-trained by the services. And that could help you to classify the objects and give you the insights about it to make it more better based on the businesses. So if I talk about the diabetic retinopathy and custom vision, why is it? It is like custom vision is the service which actually help you to classify based on the data that you have trained, not based on the pre-built data, but the data you have trained. So if I talk about the diabetic retinopathy, So the images of retina could be your own sample images, and that could be identified and classified as a positive and negative, that the person have a diabetic retinopathy, yes or not, based on the model that you have trained. So custom vision is the first thing that would be perfectly the service which could help you identify. And next part is classifications. So let's talk about the classification. So before jumping into the classification, I wanted to highlight that training of a model is based on 2 to 3 things. First is training, second is evaluating, third is testing. So every data has been split into the training and testing. So if we talk about the classifications, first we go through the training part. So training here is we utilize a service that is custom vision, and there we custom vision, we actually upload our own samples and labeling them. Labeling as in, if you wanted to say that it's a positive, then we will say it's a positive label. If it's negative, then we will label it as a negative. So we bulk upload the images that is based on the labels, and then we train it. So this is an example, I think. So I think it's the best way to see the real the real example where you can possibly see. The next part is evaluation. I think evaluation is very important because once you evaluate and see that precision is 100, recall is 100, and actual performance is 100, there could be a possibility of biasness of data. There could be a possibility of unbalanced data. So to make it balanced data, you can reiterate it. You can do another iteration and again train your model. And then once you train the model again, you could see the precision rate, the recall rate, and the actual performance rate. So once you do the evaluation, now that's a time of testing. And testing could be done using the remaining part of the images from your data sets. So once you train it, these are the important so these are the important aspects which you need to keep in mind, because that would be utilized in Power Apps. So project ID, model name, endpoint, and prediction key. And I must say that prediction key and endpoints are really sensitive once you train it and could not be shared publicly. So I think this is a very important thing which everybody needs to be cautious about. So next, move ahead, custom vision model. So let me show you how your custom vision website looks like. Okay, let's move ahead with this. So these are the, first of all, the custom services, the custom vision services. And these all are the cognitive services offered by Azure. So I was talking about the open AI and speech APIs, the language APIs. It offer really good services which could help to transform your business and revolutionize with different and real-time use cases using these services. And we are focusing on the custom vision services here. And if I talk about the custom vision, how you can train your model and evaluate your model and then test your model, this is the part. Here, you upload the images right now, and you can upload any image based on the data set and making sure that it's ethical, and you're making sure that you are not just, you're not violating any rights in the data switch. So that's a very important thing while you're using the data. Uploading image is the first thing. Second is training the data, and that could be vary to different iterations, 1, 2, 3. That's all upon. The last part is evaluating, testing it. Is it working fine? Is it not? Is it actually giving you the balanced data? Is it giving you the biased data? It is actually giving you the biased results. What is the use case? That's totally up to you. That's the decision that you have to make. The next part is Power Apps. So let's start with the Power Apps. So Microsoft Power Platform actually comes with 4 amazing platforms. That is firstly Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents. If I talk about in brief about the all four of this, Power BI, I think it's the best platform for making smart dashboards because it gives you the smart analytics and could build up a lot of analytics and insights based on the data. Next part is Power Automate. It actually automate your workflows based on the data you have given. The next part is Power Virtual Agents. It's a chatbot which has been provided by Microsoft, and you can train as many as data as you want, and it could, enforce the reinforcement learning to learn from the data and respond it. And of course, you can use OpenAI service using this chatbot, and I think it's a best combination of services you can imagine right now. So I think it's the best part. And today we are focusing on Power Apps. So Power Apps actually comes with a lot of services, and that is the we can use the cognitive services, we can use the database, we can use the connectors, we can have a platform to store our data. There are a lot of services where we can build apps. And if you think about apps, if you talk about apps, I think there are a lot of what do you say, thoughts coming in your mind maybe. Oh, there are a lot of code we have to do, or is it low code, or is it we have to integrate a lot of services? Is it that hard? Maybe you might be thinking, but in this session, I will actually give you the insights that it is not that challenging. It is really, really fun experience to utilize Power Apps. So I think utilizing the AI technology and building custom apps is a best integration for me right now. And of course, let me tell you a secret, it's a low code service. So let's move ahead. Okay, let's go to the Power Apps right now and see how we can utilize it. So let me go to this Power App, which I have created. Let's see how it's work. Let me run this app. This is the running button we can see right now. And this is a Power App which I have created. And this has been linked to the custom vision services, but we will see working of this app right now. So let me play this button. So this is a front page of the app, and this is a very healthy image right now, which we can see of this diabetic retinopathy. It's a image of your retina right now. So I think it's a fun engaging with these images. So let's get started. So this is a placeholder for the images that research scientists or the people who are handling the business can upload it here. So this is a place where they can upload the image. So these are right now the images, okay, which is healthy. Let me show you the images which have diabetes and that cause diabetic retinopathy. So let's move ahead. Okay, let me show you this one. Let's search for the scariest image. Scariest. Because you should know that what is actually there in your retina once diabetic retinopathy happens. Okay, let's find this one, or maybe this one. So see, this is the image having diabetic retinopathy. That means there has been some issues and damage caused to your blood vessels because of that. And once you upload this image, you need to scan it. And the scanning actually got linked with the custom vision services, which will give you the results. Okay, so let's move ahead and see the scanning. Okay, once we scan, we can see this is a message, and this message is very important to see the working of your Azure cognitive services. For example, right now this has been linked to the cognitive service that is custom vision. So this is an error. For example, if you are linking your custom vision service to the Power App, so there might be a possibility that it's not linked correctly, or it's not given a proper API key, or the endpoint is not correct. There could be a lot of things that could come in your way to connect the custom vision service to the Power Apps. So this is a line which would tell you in a JSON format having a message that remote name could not be restored. And this is your actually cognitive service, which is carrying a resource. And resources, you create that in your Azure portal that I'll show you right now. So this is a message which you will see often. So let me cancel this image. Okay. And there's another option. There's me. So what if people who are right now, utilizing this service in the labs, research labs, or maybe in the hospitals? So what they can use is they can actually use this live path and integrate their micro lenses or integrate their machines having the live camera which has been taken from the images of the retina of the patients, be taken live and upload it here. And once they upload it here, they can scan it, and that's been online. So once you have the working cognitive service right now, you can see the results here. So this is actually a very good feature for the people in laboratories to use this live feature to actually scan it. So for right now, I am the human, not on retina. So the results would be, of course, uh, that would be, of course, negative. So that won't make sense right now. But the images of retina would be making sense here. So if I go back to the home right now, yeah. So this is a service and this is a great app. So let me give you a walk around about this, that it is having a lot of features. First, I'll go about the features. Starting from this, it really helps you to connect your data with the SQL. And here you can, of course, store your data. So you will not have any problem storing your data anywhere. You can, of course, use it. And you can also create the what do you say the what do you say apps. You can create the portal and you can create a web app also. So there are a lot of things you can create using this Power Apps. So here are the chatbots, AI models. And if I talk about that, what kind of a services I have used it. So here, this is the connector where we can use and add a lot of features that has been linked to the Azure services. So right now I have linked the custom vision here. And once you link the custom vision here, you will require that endpoint, the API keys and model name, each and everything that was talked earlier would be required here. And this is data worth. This actually helps to store your data inside it. So I think it's the best thing you can see. And if I talk about the low code, I'll actually show you where the low code is actually present and what kind of a code you have to write. Just give me a second to see. Okay, this is a live image of me right now. It shows you 0% because that's very obvious that I'm not a retina right now, and it will not give you the exact percentage of the trained model. So here we can see, we go to the advanced section, and what if we click about the scan? So if I talk about this live image, if we talk about the functionality attached to the live image, we can see there's a low code present at the right side. And the low code here is very, very simple. It is actually attaching the functionality there. We are utilizing the custom vision. First of all, the function that has been using the API right now and using your key that was present in the custom vision website. Then we are using the iteration. That means if you are on iteration maybe 50, that's not a big deal. If you're at iteration 50, you can write it here. And that's the name of your iteration. And then you go about the camera.photo. So it's actually a feature where you are telling the app that you are actually using a live cam. And then you have predictions that was actually talking about that you are using a service that will give you the prediction results. So here we are using this prediction. So once the retina has been there live, you will get the results. That is it like 20% or 30%. So that is totally dependent on the training. Okay. So, okay. So let me go ahead with the next part. That's the screen one. So this is very good part. The low code here is, we can see, this is similar to the previous low code. The main part is that once you upload the image, you will get a results. Analyzing it and identifying with your custom vision model that you have trained. It will check and see from the train model that is it 20% matching to the training that you have done? Is it 30%? Is it 40%? So it's based on the images that has been classified, and it will classify it as a negative or positive. So once you attach the real model here, you will get a results here as a positive or negative based on the percentages been given. So it's using the same services as a iteration one, because I have done iteration one as of now, and upload image is as an, it's a feature where you are giving it as a, you are helping the user to upload an image instead of going to the live lenses. So I think it's the best possible and potential use case, because people who have collected the sample images of the patients having diabetes, they can collect that sample images and bulk upload it and then train it and then check one by one to note down the results of patients. And we go about this, and this is the navigations, and this is the low code for, it's the low code telling you to give the results based on the probability. It's like rounding off the exact number and converting into the percentage and then displaying on the front page of the app. And then this is the navigations to the next, to the back. So I think it's the best part. It's like I really enjoy using these services. So this is a screen one, this is screen two, and this is screen four. And this data part, this is very good one, because you can use as many services as you want, and you can add data from here. If you click on this add button, and you can search any service, maybe there are, just give me a second. Hmm, looks like my laptop is slow right now. Hmm. So you are getting a lot of services in front of your eyes. So it's really, really, very vast, and you can explore as many services as you can. Custom Vision is just one of the services out of 100, maybe. You can search it here and link to any service right now and use it. Just go through it. Looks like today my laptop is not behaving right now, but we can see. So let's move ahead with this next part. So these are the services. You can use as many, as many, what do you say, components in this app to, bring out your amazing app using the, what do you say, the properties, the advanced features. You can, make and beautify your app as much as you can. You can have a, size, fonting, whatever the services which are there to beautify your app. It is all present here, right at one place, right here at the right hand side. As you can see, this is amazing for the people who are very good in UI UX and really
Okay. Um, uh, just bringing that session here, that there are more sessions available on Global Azure. I hope Namrata can come back. And once she's back, just continue with the presentation. Just a minute.
Hi, Marcel, I'm back.
No, all good. I was just carry on for you. I don't know if you have like any other contents to present or
I'm
if you,
really sorry for disconnecting in between of my presentation. My battery just got died. I'm really sorry, but yeah, I'm really happy to talk about the implementation of this real life implementation of this disease that is diabetic retinopathy, and wanted to show the integration of this Azure service and building a low code app, because for the people who are really much excited to build the apps should not worry about the coding part, because it's a low code platform. So I think it's the very good service which people can explore, and I would really encourage people to explore more about services which Azure offer it, apart from this custom vision itself. So I think it's the best thing you can ever see. So I'm really glad to have it in the session.
oh, nice. Yeah, I found like really interesting. So like exploring custom vision on Azure and
Yeah.
connecting through low code platform as Power Apps, right?
Yes.
That's really, really clever. And just like it's a business case in here that we have
Yes.
available, right? So
It's the
yeah,
best use case for the researchers, for the doctors, for the scientists as well, to integrate their sample images of patients to this amazing apps to train it and evaluate and then test it.
no, nice. Yeah. I don't know if you have like any other contents to present or to bring to the screen or any final considerations. Up to
Yes.
you.
Yes. Just give me a second to share my screen again.
All right. All good. Okay. Let me add in there. Just a minute.
Okay.
So you are back in there.
Yes. So let's move ahead with this part. This is the QR code for MS Learn, and this platform would definitely help to learn more about new technologies and new services. And you can move around with the Azure Cognitive Services or the server tools or any tool around it and explore it in practically. So this is a QR code that could be scanned and see the website. Next part is this is a QR code for connecting with me on LinkedIn and on Twitter. So just scan it and connect with me. I'll be happy to connect and talk about more about the Azure Cognitive Services and more about the new technologies which you can teach me so that I can also learn in return. So I think it's the best way to learn from both the ends. So that's all from my side. Yeah. So over to you, Marcel.
Oh, all good. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Narada, for the presentation. I hope like this, it's useful to others. Check like the global Azure sessions, right? And they have like ways of communicating to you through like those QR codes.
Yes.
We have the video recording, and yeah, I hope like we can have like more sessions in future.
Definitely.
Yeah, and just keep in touch. I would say I invite you as
Definitely.
well, the audience, just to bring
I'll
questions
be
or
back with
yeah,
more amazing sessions and with more different topics next year or whenever the Marcel will conduct more sessions. So I'll be back again soon.
nice. Thanks, Narada. Appreciate. And thanks for the audience. And if you come like later in the Azure, the Global
Yes.
Azure event still happening, right? So you can check for more sessions on globalazure.net/sessions. And well, we're in New Zealand time, and there's still like plenty, a full day coming ahead the other side of the world with more sessions.
Yes. Thank you, Marcel.
Cool.
Thanks,
Cheers.
everyone.
Bye. See you later.
Bye bye.